Hey guys, Pojo here again, and this is the video for my Wings of Entropy build. Now, in case you may complain, meh, just another build video. If you just want to see a map run, just click on the part 2 of this build, so you will see a level 71 map run by this build. The build is pretty fast. And after I realized my Templar build to start in a league from scratch, when I hit level 76 with the Templar, I pretty much stopped playing it because I had the currency for this build here available, which was about 3 Exalted Orbs. Because the best Wings of Entropy found to this point, which is from a physical damage standpoint near the top, was 3 Exalted, so I just bought it right away and started this duelist. Now, I had in mind that this will be the second build in the league and I will farm a lot with it, which means it has a high emphasis on killing fast. Of course, I don't want to die. Yes, I play ambush, but I hate to die, obviously. So I'm sitting on 4.2k HP right now. It is okay. My HP in gear is not capped, so there is potential for more, but basically the kill speed is really fast. My DPS on dual strikes is 13,700. With hatred I have a bit more, like 17,000 or so. And also run speed increase was for me a big point because you're just so much faster. Now, let's go to the passive tree first. So, you can start as a duelist. I would say you could maybe also pull it off as a Scion or maybe even a Marauder. You start as a duelist, you take basic notes, some life, some mana, attack speed, 12% attack speed, pretty huge. You can take the 6% attack speed here, that's pretty cool. We ignore the movement penalties from armor, that's one of the movement speed puzzle sets. We get the dual wield block, since we're dual wielding. I had to get some intelligence here for clarity. Now that I don't run it, I could probably refund it. Summer life, wrecking ball, 200 melee damage, damage and speed, and 10% attack speed with 200 weapons. Then summer life, we get those 2 notes. Actually, these 3 notes are like, I love them. If dual wielding, 24% damage and 4% attack speed. That's huge. And 8% movement speed is as well. So I really try to pack those in. Then we go down here. I am certainly working on this cluster, so the next 2 levels will be 34% increased physical damage, which will again boost my damage by a lot. We get this 1.5 regen and the life. We get some elemental resists, so we are overcapped a bit more, so we can run elemental weakness maps. We get those dual wield blocks and the damage. We get the dual wield damage and life, super nodes, some speed and damage. We go up to take berserking. Actually, I thought about getting Ball Pact as well, but at the moment I'm not so sure anymore. Because yes, we were hitting fast, but fairly weak per hit. So life leech is not as huge, but I also picked up a lot of life regeneration, which I like, and I guess I will not use Ball Pack. So one might argue 18% attack speed is not worth going through 3 strength nodes as well. And yes, I may change this up and may use those points elsewhere. Next few points will probably be going down here and take those accent damage nodes. This is 30%, 48% damage and 2% attack speed. And those axe damage nodes, again a 30% one at the end. I may get some accent sword damage and attack speed here. I don't know if I really can make up for 18% increased attack speed loss, especially as I'm using multi-strike. But I'll see. Yeah, then we use those. We get the 8% life notes here together with enemies cannot leech life from you. Actually, I like the change. Earlier, people were feeling like if you're not PvPing, Bloodlust was kind of worthless. But I almost always picked it because otherwise, if you're soloing maps and you hit a mob, a fairly strong mob with life leech, you just cut the time to kill him by half or so. Yeah, then we come to the pretty big stuff actually. Some life leech, lava lash for the added fire damage, make it a bit better, and as we're using Wings of Entropy, which has a small part of implicit fire damage. Then I really like the changes to the Marauder. So we can get, with those nodes here, we can get +2 to maximum all resists, which means we're sitting on 77%. That's actually a pretty huge deal. Then we go through these life nodes and take the 2% life regen nodes. Also, just the shortest way to resolute technique. We don't want to deal with critical strikes, but we also don't want to deal with accuracy. We just want to hit, and it's just an awesome feeling. So yeah, that's a passive tree. Actually pretty basic, I'd say. We don't really need a lot more life. If we would need, there would be some more nodes. So we have potential to go more defense, so more HP, or more damage. You could also go unwavering stance. However, I like the evasion part of the build as well, and probably once I will have better gear, so I will actually evade stuff, because at the moment I'm sitting on 18% chance to evade and 9% physical damage reduction. It's nothing. My gear is absolutely crappy. Okay, let's look at the gear. Obviously, the build enabler is the Wings of Entropy. You have to get to level 60 to use it, but then it's the Wings of Entropy. Important is the increased physical damage modifier, so this should be high, as you get this damage for both hands. The fire damage and the chaos part are not this important, because first of all, there are not a lot of ways to scale it. You almost can't scale chaos damage at all. So I just focus on the physical damage part, and the part that you can boost it from so many different nodes in the tree. And you get some block chance. It's 10% block chance more. So our block chance you get with the block chance in the tree is 43%. That's funny. It's actually the same block chance my Templar has, the Stormcold one. Anyways, 43%. It's not huge, but it's 43% less damage taken from attacks. And we even get some chance to block spells, 11%, but that's really nothing we could rely on. So yeah. Then I bought this helmet really cheap actually. I bought it for like 10 chaos. Yes, the resists are a bit low, but 99 life and triple resist on this time in the league, that was awesome. 10 chaos. I just bought it right away. Same goes for the belt, life, and triple resist. But I haven't paid 10 chaos for this, it was even cheaper. I really felt a bit lucky. I bought a white 5-link chest and then just rolled it. As you can see, the result is pretty poor, and I could invest some chaos or scourings and alchemies to make it better, because 37 life and 11% resistance is really not a lot, but the item level isn't this high, so I'm fine with it. I'm sitting on 4.2k HP, that's okay. The boots have move speed, 1 resistance, 80 life. I was just buying 30% movement speed boots with life. Those were my two most important criteria. And as you can see, I'm overcapped 4% on fire. Yeah, that's not a lot. I could use some upgrades. Same with lightning resistance. I'm fine with cold resistance though, which actually also is the most dangerous one, as freeze and chill, well, especially freeze, really can hurt you. Gloves as well, 2 resists, life, but especially the leech as mana. I had to run clarity until I got those gloves for 2% mana leech. Now I'm fine. They even have 7 to 10 cold damage, but that's not really a big deal. I would prefer attack speed gloves, of course, with added physical damage, but it's still there aren't as many items in the league, so yeah, those would be pretty expensive. My jewelry has just a lot of resistance, at least I've tried. 24% to all, 70 life. The ring here, 13% to all, 70 life. Yeah, not a lot of resistance, but a lot of life. I just focus on life and the resistance has got up. So, what do I use for my links? The main link is dual strike with multi-strike, melee splash. Here I've chosen to buy a 16 or 17% one for like 3-4 chaos, and then used Gemcutter's Prism to put it on 20% quality melee splash. Because the increase you get, those 20% area of effect radius are really noticeable. You will feel like you hit double the area with a 20% quality melee splash. So if you want to invest in one quality gem, do it for the melee splash. Melee physical damage, obviously doing a lot more damage. Added fire damage. Again, all the physical damage that gets scaled up, use it as fire. Then I have a temporal change, just in case for bosses. And then I use a leap slam with stun and endurance charge on melee stun. Lately, I haven't used temporal chains at all, so I could put in a faster attacks here, so I would leap a little bit faster. And yeah, the stun and the endurance charge on melee stun leaping is just, if I hit something with, if I leap into a pack, I just get 1 endurance charge. It's better than nothing, and I have the links for it, so why not? I'm using the Ball Cyclone. You may have seen it in the other video. When I open boxes, it's just awesome. It can't be awaited, so it hits every time. And then I use faster attacks, life gain on hit, and multi-strike. Life gain on hit is really key, because you have to count for, if you suck all those monsters into you at your position, if you don't kill them all pretty fast, they are still able to attack you. So Ball Cyclone can actually mean your death. With life gain on hit, you attack so fast, especially with multi-strike and faster attacks, this shouldn't be a problem. Here there's my Enfeeble, Molten Shell, Enduring Cry with the cost when damage taken, which is also a reason why I never use Temporal Chains, because I cost Enfeeble anyways if I get hit from the cost when damage taken. And here's my Hatred, Reduce Mana, and Grace. I certainly don't run Grace, I don't have the mana for it, so Hatred is fine. My defense is actually also pretty fine. Yes, my defense stats are really low. 9% physical damage reduction, 18% chance to evade. It's really low, but together with the block chance, with the 77% resist, with 4.2k HP, I'm running 71 maps without any problems, and I've run up to level 74 maps with not big problems. I don't kill as fast there, and I get hit from some bosses pretty hard, but I was managing to survive. And if I get better gear, especially if I can get a really godlike pair of gloves with physical damage and attack speed, this would help so much with the build. Same goes for my rings. I could have a bit more resistances, so minus maximum elemental weakness maps would not mean that my fire and lightning resists are not capped. I could deal some more damage and take some more damage. Then the last part, as always, guys, remember your flasks. This one is an instant hallowed flask, just 400 life, instant heal, and it dispels frozen and chilled. This one here as well, but I just wanted to have a saturated hallowed flask as well, so it's just a really long regeneration and a really fast, well, instant one. Then, as almost always, a granite flask of iron skin, just awesome, granting 6000 armor by itself, and then 2 movement speed flasks with even more movement speed. So basically that's the build. It's really fun to play and it's really fast. My run speed is 38% increased, which is the 30% from my boots and the 8% from the one node I took. plus almost 70% if I use one of those flasks. So I'm normally running around with 100% movement speed, and that's just noticeable. The farm goes so much faster and so much smoother. It's just cool. In the future, the case resistance could be buffed. It's sitting on minus 60%. And overall, some resistances and a bit more life could be, yeah, my chest could have easily 60 life more, which would mean about 240 life more. No, which would mean about 150 life more or so. Yeah, 4,400 life would be okay with a good chest, which is fairly okay for a build that doesn't cost this much and doesn't use godlike gear. I mean, the most expensive part is really the Wings of Entropy. I bought this one for 3x because it was, well, early in the league and it was the best one. You may get one a lot cheaper nowadays. I haven't checked for the last 2 weeks because, well, I don't care. I have one. So yeah, have fun playing, guys, and have a nice day.